Welcome back to Black Optical TV. I'm your host, David Caldwell. It's a rainy day today here in Tulsa, but you know who brings a smile to my face is Josh Wilcox. Welcome, Josh.
What's going on, David? Are you excited?
Yeah, very excited. We have an incredible interview coming up with VADA Eyewear. They're new to the industry in eyewear. I had a chance to meet them and see what they've been up to and see where they're headed in the industry. Really excited to have their collections in our showrooms and to talk to them a little bit later in the show. So Josh, what do you have for us?
So good to be back with you. This is episode 3 for us, and we're so glad you tuned in. We get the question often of, my glasses are slipping, what do I do? Can you help? Especially as we go into those summer months, as we start to perspirate a little bit, and those glasses can certainly slide down our face. And we're able to adjust that frame for you. Really all it needs is a little bit of a tightening, a contour towards your head, and we can make that adjustment so those glasses stay on your face and you don't have to worry about continuing to push them up. One of the values that we find in great eyewear is the fact that you can adjust them and they hold their shape. We have an option now on our website where you can go to the appointment tab and actually can schedule one of those adjustments. You can schedule a fitting. You can schedule even a repair right from the website. You can choose the time you want. You can choose the optician that you want. Very simple, and it's made for you. So that's a great question, and I think a lot of people ask that. My glasses are slipping. How do I fix it? And we have a simple solution for you here at Black Optical. So if any of you have a question for us, we would love to hear it. Drop it in the comments below, and we will answer it on an upcoming episode. So David, today I hear that you have another optician tip for us. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct, Josh. The optician tip of the day is Eyezen lenses. What is Eyezen?
Wake in the morning, eyes open, but I can't see. Reach to my side, oh, your box of frames for me. Which lens is the right one for the day? Got lots of editing to do, wanna slay. Eyezen is the right choice for the job. Illuminate my screen like a bulb. There's a slight boost to my lens. 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, so I don't have to squint.
Eyezen Plus lenses contain a small amount of accommodative relief to alleviate eye strain caused by viewing near objects like cell phones and tablets for hours on end.
Eyezen is a lens designed for someone who is looking down at their content, say a laptop or a smartphone or an iPad, you know, that constant looking down at a device and looking out. What the lens does is it provides a boost, which is a slight add power. So your eye muscles don't have to work as hard when looking down at your content. For example, if you're a student and you're looking down at your laptop and looking up at a speaker, your eye muscles are constantly expanding and contracting, and over time that can cause irritation, maybe red eyes, dry eyes. And so this is intended to alleviate that pressure from that constant use of those muscles. So this is great for any age group, from kids to young adults. Eyezen lenses definitely provide you that relief. So that's my optician tip of the day. We have all of these lenses available at our showroom, and we would definitely be glad to help you out.
Thank you, David. Yeah, that's incredible. Optician tip. And those Eyezen, I can tell you from experience, I've worn those, and it makes a huge impact. Just throughout the day, our eyes are being strained and we don't even know it. So that's a great tool to utilize, especially in this season when a lot of us are on digital devices even more than normal.
Welcome to Black Optical TV. We are delighted to have the founders of VADA Eyewear here joining us here today. We have Alexis and Katie. Welcome, ladies.
Hi guys, how are you doing?
Thanks so much for taking time. I know you guys are busy and this is like a wild situation. We're going to open up a question about just like the current vibe in your cities. I know you guys are in, one of you are in LA and one of you in Austin. Is that right? And tell us the vibe in each one of the cities.
Okay, I'll start. I'm in Austin, and honestly, I mean, it feels pretty positive. As far as the community and the business side of things, I think people are staying, pretty optimistic. This is already a town that thrives on small businesses, and I think it's really one of the reasons that I've chosen to have my business here and grow my business here. I feel really lucky to be here. I split my time between LA, so I would, be really grateful to be there too. But as far as, the vibe on the current situation, I think people are trying to just support each other and buy gift certificates and really only support local. Being in Austin, we still have like so many outdoor places to enjoy. My studio's right by the river, so I walk down there like every day when I'm here, and it's I feel super lucky.
Thank you. Alexis, how about you? You're in LA?
Yeah, I'm in Los Angeles. I live pretty much right in the heart of East Hollywood. So I'm the first street in Thai Town and kind of edging on Silver Lake, which are both really busy areas, huge restaurant community. And typically we'd have everyone out in the streets at nights and lining up for bars, loud conversation. And the weirdest thing is it's just really quiet. So going out for walks at night and it's pretty dark and everyone's home, but you don't hear anyone. That's been the strangest thing. But it's also very surreal and beautiful right now. Everyone hears about the pollution in Los Angeles being a lot better, and it is. I mean, you can see the snow-capped mountains from a couple streets away from my house, which, I mean, I've seen them before in LA, but never from that close. So it's really crazy to see the direct impact on when we all kind of take a break.
Yeah, thank you for that answer. That's fascinating. The positive and the negative, obviously, but seeing the good in it, I think, is what keeps us going for sure. Thank you for that. Yeah. So tell us how VADA Eyewear got started. It has the roots in jewelry and eyewear. So explain that to our clients and tell us where that came from.
I met Katie, I think around 2015 through friends. Katie had this amazing jewelry line, and I was always really interested in jewelry. And in particular, I remember she had this one amazing like 60s style like disc necklace, and just nothing like, anyone that had their sort of homegrown fashion line was doing. And I was like, I have to be friends with this girl. So we started working together. I was at a design studio at the time, but Katie and I started freelancing with her very organic way, helping on campaigns. And then we started designing some jewelry together. And at that time, the design studio that I was working at was launching a brand called Jacques Marie Mage. So Katie knew about my roots in eyewear. I was there for a year or so after the launch, and I ended up going on to other things. I just wanted to do something totally different. I actually ended up working for an interior designer next, Kelly Wersler. She's kind of like a design mogul in her own right as well. And then being friends, Katie knew that I just missed having like something small, something of our own, and eyewear seemed like maybe the right move. There weren't really any female eyewear designers or owners. So I actually talked to Gary, and Gary kind of gave me the seal of approval and the encouragement that I needed to kind of get back into the industry. And so, yeah, we never looked back. I know Katie probably will have, a totally different version of the story.
Thank you for that, Alexis. Katie, tell us your perspective.
How we met is the way I remember it. First, that Gary has been a huge support, and he's just like an overall really awesome, positive, supportive dude. I come from jewelry. I don't have many like advisors, I would say, in the eyewear industry, and so his advice is really, really, really important to us. But yeah, as far as introducing eyewear to VADA, it happened pretty naturally. I've always collected vintage eyewear. I started my whole brand off collecting and reselling vintage jewelry. So, as I was buying vintage jewelry, I would also buy really cool, unique frames I've never resold them. I like to hoard them for myself, but we have a great archive to pull inspiration from. But yeah, and with jewelry and eyewear industries are really, really different. And I've been in the jewelry industry now for about 7 years. And after meeting Alexis, I already kind of wanted to expand and explore new things. And with her background in eyewear, it just kind of made sense. When we finally decided to do it, it was like, why didn't we do this, X amount of years ago? But anyways, better late than never. Jewelry for your face is what we've kind of been throwing around. Sizeless and things that you definitely keep for longer than, maybe a shirt or pants or whatever. I think they're more of a forever piece. So I think that's why they make sense together there.
That's so good. Yeah, I love that. I mean, that's something that we use, jewelry for your face. It's part of the conversation when we talk about eyewear. So I love that you guys you're dialed into that market. That's really cool. Really cool. Thanks for sharing your stories. We love stories at Black Optical. It's fun for us, even as opticians, to be able to share that with our clients. And your story, and you guys are obviously just a wonderful story. So fun to share it. So it's nice to hear that for sure.
Yeah, it's always nice to see, passion in the industry whenever there's a new product, there's something exciting, doing something different. I think Gary commented on one of the colors of your frames. He just said it's the coolest color he's seen in the past 13 years that we've been open. So it was really cool because, your color selection is great. It's wonderful. So, you're obviously a color person. I see you're wearing a beautiful dress. So, yeah, and a beautiful frame.
Which color was it? Now I have to know. He didn't even tell us.
Cincha.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The green frame.
Uh-huh.
We love green. We can't make enough things green. When in doubt, we just,
Go green. You go green when in doubt. I love that.
Yeah.
That's great. So what are you excited about right now with VADA? What's the thing that you're most excited about?
I think we were really excited about some of the green alternatives that are becoming more popular right now. I think a lot of people are becoming more and more aware, like as we're dealing with the pandemic, how this really coalesces with, the climate epidemic or, issues that we've been facing for a really long time. But even now, so like as we're starting to see pollution lower or, some of these knock-on effects that you see happening all over the world, I think people's eyes are really being open to their direct impact on the climate. And I know for Katie and I, that's been a really important thing as we design, especially down to things like packaging that a lot of companies don't consider, especially with my background working for large luxury brands. The idea is always to make the presentation kind of as big and bold as possible. And I think for us, we really wanted to strip some of those concepts away and really make the presentation about the product. So at first when we launched our packaging, our eyewear comes in a silicone pouch. I'm sure Gary's also never seen that in his however many years of eyewear. Gary definitely was into it, but we heard some feedback from maybe other retailers or people in the industry that, customers just weren't going to go for that was too out there and et cetera, et cetera. But while the pandemic is going on, people are becoming more excited about sort of like our interactions with the planet and those sorts of things. That is what we've been getting the most positive feedback about. And we actually did a big campaign on Earth Day to kind of show people that unboxing experience, which usually we're not really into, but showing people that everything from our tape to the box that's packed in to the cardboard bubble wrap to the stickers and the paper is all made from recycled waste material and from factories that are using only natural like wind and solar resources to make those materials. I know that gets like really into the nitty-gritty like product developer world, but that is truly what excites us, and we're looking to kind of roll out some of those sorts of projects into the eyewear manufacturing itself. That's actually what we're working on right now with our new collections, is how can we apply that same thinking to eyewear production. And we're working with the factories right now, and it's been really exciting.
That's so cool. Yeah, I mean that's another example of us being able to tell our clients that story. Because if they just see the packaging and they don't understand the meaning behind it, it's a way to weave that into the conversation. So yeah, thank you. That's incredible.
Visual too.
Ah, yes, yes.
So these are, shout out to Stasher, who we partnered with. This is the silicone pouch that Alexis mentioned. Stasher is a pretty new brand. Also are great for storing microfiber cloth with your frames in them. So that's our little pouch, which I know industry standard for luxury eyewear is, you know, the clamshell and the leather and the everything that's beautiful, but we're trying to flip the script on, you know, what's acceptable and can still hold a luxury item. And then we also, our little warranty cards are plantable wildflowers. So once you put the frame, you can plant this and grow your own wildflowers. But it has all the product information on it. So yeah.
Love that.
What a great idea. That's incredible.
Yeah.
No, I feel like every time when we're making a warranty card for any new product of brands I've worked with before, it's like, oh, this is a throwaway thing. You know, no one ever reads this. How small can we make it? How cheap can we make it? And it's like, well, with that in mind, let's just make it so you don't throw it away.
That's cool, because that's taking some of your experience too from your past work and bringing that to the table with a new brand. And that's not something most people even think about, but you've had that insight from the past. That's really powerful.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think my very first job was working at a surf shop, and we would always get all the t-shirts in like plastic poly bags, like one shirt at a time. And, you know, especially people in that community are really, really aware of what's going on around them. And we were like, why are we getting a surf shop where everyone's out in the ocean and we care so much about the environment? But there's just these industry standards that have been around forever. No one ever challenges them. And until someone does, you know, they'll just stay like that. So hopefully we can push the envelope, like I said, in some new areas soon. But that's our first crack at it.
Good start.
Alexis and Katie breaking the mold. I like it. So who is inspiring you right now? Is it an artist, some kind of designer? It doesn't have to be industry specific. A musician? Who is inspiring you guys right now?
I've had a lot of time the past month or so to really dig into tangible books. I have, you know, all these beautiful, I guess, like coffee table books, art books, and, you know, they make great decoration, but it's funny that I never hardly sit down and really like go through them. And I feel like the past few weeks I've been opening all of them up, and just to see, like, there might be some random thing that pops out at me, and I'll take a picture with my iPhone, and I've actually been just making a folder of basically screenshots of things that come from actual books, because I think, especially right now, it kind of feels like everybody passes the same inspiration around via the internet. And not that that's a bad thing, I think it's great, but it's also hard because you're like, oh, I think that image is on everybody's mood board right now. Whatever that image is, and it spans all industries, and obviously that's how trends are born, but it's nice to, like, you know, open up your actual books that are sitting there and dig in. One of them, for example, was a Calder book. She was an artist and, you know, did a lot of sculpture, but he also did a lot of jewelry, which is fascinating. And that's been a book that I like keep referencing. And we're just now getting started with doing metal frames for our next collection. And it's been a really nice, you know, point of reference for that kind of work. And then we always are referencing Elton John for his eyewear game. Top notch. If you just Google Elton John, you never see him wearing the same frame. It's like, that is what makes his whole outfit. And he just like is the coolest. So he's one of our top eyewear inspirations always. And who else have I been looking at? Oh, recently Dennis Rodman, who I love. His style game is so amazing. If you haven't looked at pictures of him lately, do yourself a favor.
I love that reference.
Yeah.
This is such a diverse list.
Yeah, we try to keep it pretty fluid. We're not trying to dig into one kind of person. But yeah, I think, along with like design, we're trying to keep everything like genderless also. Like we're like, oh, the siren, we're female, but I think we've been getting them on more male faces, and I think that's what our brand stands for. I've always been promoting like men to wear more jewelry and express themselves more, and this whole genderless design trend that we're seeing is really important to us. And I think we're trying to get rid of men's eyewear versus women's eyewear and fashion and all these things that, like Alexis was saying about sustainability, it's kind of like there's all these things that all these rules we're just following because our elders tell us to, and it's like, I don't really think any of it matters.
Now we really sound like that young brand on your Black Optical TV.
We need that. We need that push. We need people like your brand, to reinvent, kind of reinvent the industry. It's good to have.
We just want to get
the status quo.
Yeah, a different perspective. It's not, I think all of it's great. But yeah, and I've been, as far as more inspiration, I've been reading a lot of novels and poetry, and it's funny, like that kind of stuff is so not visual, or not literally visual, but I've been reading a lot of Richard Brautigan, which is kind of like a cult, 70s author, and he put out in the late 60s plantable books, which ties into our plantable warranty card. So yeah, and reading his poetry, it's really nice, and it allows you to like visualize your own scene of, he writes very graphically, and so yeah, that's another inspiration outlet.
Katie's like the super sophisticated one in that I'm over here just watching the new Beastie Boys documentary. So, we're like the yin and yang, two sides to the coin.
I love that. You guys are a good pair. Yeah, that's quite a list. Thank you, Katie.
Yes.
I appreciate that. I've got some reading to do.
You can go 45 more days of quarantine now with that.
That's right. Yeah, I'm good for another couple months.
You mentioned you have some vintage frames that you have in your collection, but when did your love of eyewear begin?
I love accessories in general, so I think eyewear very much falls into that category, even though it's a medical device too, because for vision, but I think you can really express yourself through things that you wear, and accessories, in my opinion, are the easiest way to make your own personal style. I always say like a white tee and jeans is just that, but like if you put on some rings and a cool pair of frames, like you're good to go. You're instantly like elevated. So yeah, I think I've always loved eyewear, and as a kid, that's like I would have a little purse with a bunch of jewelry and my frames in it. Like that's just what I always took with me. I always have my sunglasses. I never leave the house without them. I wear my blue light lenses with lighter frames when I'm on the computer a lot. I think it's just great. I love eyewear in general.
Yeah, I love that. A frame can elevate your entire look, and it's memorable. People remember you from your eyewear or your jewelry. It's like definitely something that resonates. How about you, Alexis? We know that you came from Jacques Marie Mage, but was there a time when you loved eyewear?
Yeah, this was an interesting question to think about because I can't think of a time when I didn't love it. I mean, as a kid, like there's no good frame I can tell you that I was wearing as a 9-year-old, but I definitely, like every photo out in the sun growing up as a kid, I'm wearing sunglasses, but It goes back even further than working at Jacques Murnage. You know, my dad was actually an eyewear salesman in the 90s. So I would drive around with him to his retail wholesale accounts and check in on them, make sure they had their cases. I was like always a kid that went to work with my parents and totally loved it. So I think that just stuck with me, and I had a ton of fun with it. So yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, that's incredible. It's like planting the seed early. That's really cool. I know there's some things that, you know, I'm doing with my son now. Hopefully he'll love later in life. So, you know, you gravitated towards it, and that's really, really neat.
Yeah, my dad's definitely enjoyed trying on all our frames, and giving his critique on the fit, and you know what campaigns we're doing, and you know what weird model we're using or something like that. Carry that relationship all the way into my 30s.
Plenty of feedback from Dad.
Oh yeah.
I can imagine you walking into those showrooms too, those optometry shops. People probably just loved it. Fun for them too to see a young person that cared about eyewear.
I hope that was their response.
I think you're his secret weapon, because I mean, when people saw the frames on you, they're like, "Yeah, I'll take it."
Yeah. I mean, hopefully that's the case, hopefully that's still working.
That's good.
Yeah, thank you for sharing those stories. Wonderful. So to Siren, this frame is really interesting. I actually haven't seen it in person, but can you tell us the design concept behind it? Because it looks very high end. It looks luxury. It looks beautiful. It's, you know, it has a lot of angles, and it's a beautiful fit, and it has an interesting design detail. So can you tell us a little bit more about Siren?
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say how insane it is that you haven't seen it in person, which I'll just mention. Black Optical received our eyewear shipment, I think, the day before California went into quarantine. So, I mean, what a time to launch an eyewear collection.
Yeah, right? Very challenging times.
Yeah, and the support throughout all of that has really blown us away. I mean, truly. It couldn't have been a worse time to launch a collection. Yeah, we just have a wonderful community supporting the frame. And to answer your question, like, it's one frame that's also totally unheard of in the optical community. That was another thing that a lot of wholesalers responded, you know, wondering why. But for us, we started out with 4 frames that we designed for this collection, and we landed on Siren. We wanted to put something out in the market as our first impression that didn't exist. And you know, when you look at Siren, I truly believe that there's no other frame like it. Like, even from our vintage references when we were in the design process, like the shape, the size, it's completely unique. And when we tried it on many different faces, you know, with our factory team, and with our friends here at home, men's, women, it really fit everyone. That kind of blew me away from someone who's worked in the industry for a decent amount of time. And we just put all our chips on the table for that one. And Katie can speak more to some of the design inspiration from it, but we thought, hey, let's, you know, really put all of our mojo behind this one frame, and we'll come out with more styles. But let's tell people a lot about the brand, a lot about our point of view, and we can introduce them to new shapes down the road.
I think as far as picking a frame, because we did start with, you know, obviously multiple, and you know, edited them down, and we really wanted to introduce a frame that made sense to the clients I already had from the jewelry brand. We kept coming back to like gemstones and facets, and which, you know, we started looking at eyewear that's on the market right now, and there wasn't really anything like this. Because, you know, with only launching one frame, we really wanted to stand out, and we started looking at a lot of like these mod frames that were kind of a little bit chunkier and wider, diamond shaped, and then up to like post-punk from the 90s. They were both like offbeat, but definitely had like character. I mean, we put we put the prototype on everybody we knew. He had Siren on their face. And, you know, we'd take an iPhone picture and analyze it and be like, wait, I think they look good on this person too.
There's a chain that attaches to the frame. What was the concept behind that?
Again, just trying to tie in jewelry to eyewear. And I was actually, I used to wear connect chains to my eyewear just for fun. So one of the first tooling designs we came up with was actually to make a rivet in the temple that we can connect a gold chain to. So I don't know if you can.
Yeah. There's a grommet in there or something, right?
Yeah. So yeah, that was a major part of the design and marrying jewelry with eyewear for the brand. And all of our frames will come with the custom tooling that will allow you to add a chain to your frame. It helps because you never lose them.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm excited to see that in person.
Yeah, and you can wear the chain also just as a necklace, so it's, you know, pretty versatile.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's incredible. I love that, the functionality of that chain too. It's great.
Well done. It's a beautiful shape. And the color, I mean, what's great about it is like you have lots of color, which is a great option in eyewear. Very excited to see it in person.
We need a selfie with your whole team when you guys go back, once you finally get to touch them.
Yeah.
Like a Black Optical team selfie.
Are there any collaborations that you have in the pipeline, or is there somebody you want to collaborate with?
Yeah, for sure. I think, you know, I've kind of built my brand on working with my friends, which in turn turns into like collaborations. Obviously, Alexis and I were friends first, and this has been a massive collaboration. Working with my friend Tommy from Moth Food. He's based in LA. He's my LA roommate next door to Alexis. So we're pretty good friends. And Margaret, who is in Austin, and she owns a brand, Don't Worry Baby, which is a collection of vintage paperback books. And I had the idea to curate a t-shirt with a book and sell them with a pair of sirens for, you know, a little collaboration. And I felt like no one was wearing anything but t-shirts and sweats, and what better than like the best vintage t-shirts in the game, and to pair it with a paperback book that you could enjoy. And we were trying to like launch it with the fact that you can add your prescription to Siren. It's been super successful. We're still doing it. We launched number 24, day 24 today, and people have really been loving it. Those are like two of my closest friends. So that was like a super easy, organic collaboration. But as far as a design collaboration with the frame, we found that just doing like a custom lens color is really fun. Right now we have a butter frame coming out with a lavender lens, a collaboration with one of my close friends. But you know, we're pulling inspiration from people that we hope we can collaborate with and make a whole new frame. So yeah. Yes.
I mean, just the terminology, butter and lavender. I mean, that sounds really yummy. I love that. Alexis, do you want to answer that a collaboration question? Is there somebody who you want to collaborate with?
Yeah, we talk about that. We have some things we're working on. Nothing that we can officially announce yet, but you know, we definitely want it to be someone that we share ideas with, and you know, more than just really cool photos of them in our frames for like the marketing campaign. So I think that, you know, future collaborations are going to help us expand on people's understanding as VADA as a brand. So that's really exciting. But people that we think are cool and really excite us, I mean, it would be, Elton John, call us.
Yeah.
Or, you know, the other end of the spectrum, Billie Eilish would be amazing. I've had the pleasure to work with her before, and she's, you know, her and her mom actually were doing some awesome things to feed people during the pandemic in Los Angeles. So she's a wonderful person, as well as on a whole nother planet in terms of her style. You know, if we could go back in time and work with Salvador Dali, that would be unreal. But yeah, so I think our inspirations are really across the board, and I'm excited for what collaborations come up once we're allowed to leave the house and actually collaborate with people in person.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, well, definitely Billie Eilish. I see the frame Katie's wearing. That's her color, that lime green. So I think you have a good chance. I mean, that frame would look phenomenal on her. So yeah, definitely.
We're gonna work on that once we're allowed to, see people again. So
yeah, that's great. So what's next for VADA Eyewear?
We are currently developing collection 2. So we've been giving all of our prototypes from Japan a nice big bubble bath before we go through everything. That's been pretty fun to send each other photos of back and forth. So that's totally in the works. And for collection 3, like Katie mentioned, we're designing metal styles. We've had a lot of downtime. I've caught up on all 3 Matrix trilogy movies again, and there's a lot of amazing wire frames in there. So, you might see some really futuristic inspiration coming through on collection 3. It'll be a time capsule of our experience indoors here. Yeah, we're working with our development team and manufacturing team in Japan on those new metal styles, and we're all really loving the experience because obviously metal parallels a lot with jewelry. And so now I've been able to share a lot of my eyewear knowledge with Katie, and Katie is just like dropping knowledge on me with jewelry. So I think everything's going to come full circle with the metal styles in collection 3, and we're really excited for that.
Yeah, I don't think we're letting this situation slow us down design-wise. Okay, do we just like turn everything off? But it seems like a waste of time to not push forward and keep working on the things that we're excited about. And Sirens had a really good response, and I think that it's just giving us confidence to move forward with new styles. And we already produce in super small micro batches for eyewear and jewelry. All the jewelry is produced in-house, just in the next room over. So we want to continue improving and using being sustainable. Obviously, we went through our sustainable packaging. We're trying to get more creative and be more responsible with that. There's always room for improvement. And I think that's like the biggest message, is just to try to be better. And we're trying to change the idea of luxury and what that means, especially for this new world that we're going to re-enter. I think people are going to have a different perspective on what all that means. So yeah, I think overall the future is bright.
So this is the section of our interview where we do some rapid fire questions. It's like fun and chaotic on video, obviously. So what we're gonna do is ask a question, and you can kind of both answer at the same time, and we'll have some fun with it. I have 4 for you, and then David has a few as well. So you guys ready? Rapid fire questions. This is not a joke. This is serious business. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay. Boots or sneakers?
Boots.
Jewelry or eyewear?
Eyewear now.
Eyewear.
Now. Minimal or bold?
Bold.
What was Alexis?
Bold.
Austin or LA?
LA, baby.
Austin for sure.
I threw this one in here, but Neo or Trinity?
Oh, Trinity.
What was yours, Alexis?
Trinity.
All right.
Wait for collection 3. She's coming.
Madonna or Lady Gaga?
Ooh.
Madonna.
I don't know. That's a tough one. They both like changed so much. Like, I don't know which version of which we're talking about.
Define the version first.
We'll just say the now version.
Oh, the now version. Okay. I'll go with Lady Gaga for the now.
All right. Okay, well, here, I'm going to throw this one in there. Lady Gaga or Billie Eilish?
Billie Eilish. She's definitely the future.
Gold or silver?
Gold.
Yours, Alexis? Sorry.
Gold.
Raw or refined?
raw?
I don't know. A mix of both, but go with refined.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
All right. Well, that's all we have. We appreciate you ladies for joining us today. Josh, do you have anything you want to say?
That's it. We're gonna get the word out to John Elton John. Elton John, baby.
And Billie Eilish.
But not
Yes.
All over the internet tomorrow. Just wait. Thank you
Thanks
guys.
so much for spending. Yeah, thanks for spending time with us. It was so much fun getting to know you better, and I think this is just the beginning of Black Optical.
Yeah, we'll definitely look forward to meeting you in person and having some shows and really launching your brand, being a part of that.
Can't wait.
Welcome back to Black Optical TV. We have Gary Black here today with us doing his team selects, so check them out.
Hey Dave, thanks for having me. I always love talking about eyewear. Right now, whenever I think about eyewear I'm wearing, I like staples. I like things that I can wear today and they look great. And if I look at myself in photos 5 or 6 years from now, they still look great. Some of my frames I still wear daily are ones I've had for years. We have that tagline, great design never goes out of style. So a couple things I'm into now that I've been wearing a lot of are these raw edge frames. See how they cut the edge of the frame, they didn't polish it down. It makes it look a little more architectural. But I like specifically this Makita frame in collaboration with Margiela is that it's a kind of a classic P3 round, which is kind of hard to reinvent that, but Makita did by leaving the material raw. They didn't polish the edges, they didn't polish the frame fronts. So it's like steeped in that staple aesthetic, but with something pretty modern and fresh. I also too like the hinges they use. It's all surgical steel that's bent together origami style. So I can get this big, bold, kind of muscular frame, but it doesn't feel like a heavy frame. Probably I've worn this frame nonstop for the last couple months. Something else that I am liking quite a bit, and this is, I think, great on both guys and girls, it's the Clark that I co-designed with Sterling over Crew Eyewear. It's got this nice kind of dusty nude color to it. So it's not a pink champagne, but it's not quite crystal clear either. But I like that it's got, just a pretty classic shape that I can throw on, but I still feel like it adds a little bit of color to my face and I don't feel like I'm trying to imitate Andy Warhol with it. Great price point too, which I think is nice. As far as sunglasses, something I found myself gravitating towards are these big, angular, muscular frames lately. Personal favorite is the Ascari by Jacques Moulin-Nage. This is the Noir, but I'm also wearing it in crystal clear with a blue lens. But I like that, he uses these big, bold 10 millimeter sheets of acetate, but the way he carves the insides of them, they just feel surprisingly light and tailored in the body. And again, I just like how angular this frame is. Still pretty angular, but a little softer whenever I feel like the Ascari is pretty aggressive. I like wearing this new Domino by Barton Pereira, specifically in this green, I think is so right on, especially for right now. I found myself too gravitating more towards green frames instead of black frames. It just feels a little richer. Whenever it's on the face, it reads almost a black. But when the light hits it, you get to see some of that color kind of pop through. I also like in the Domino, they're doing kind of that dusty nude color as well, that I think on the shelf, it looks like a very feminine frame, but I think you put it on and I think a guy could wear it or a girl could wear it. And I think it takes that angular shape and just makes it a little more special. And then my actual favorite frame in the store right now, I hope we see a lot of people wear, is the new VADA Siren, especially in this color called Cincha. I think it is the most original frame color we've had in our stores in the 13 years we've been in business. I think it's incredible. She does this nice handmade gold chain for it as well. But what really gets me excited is this frame color. I think it's so cool.
Are all of these frames available on our website?
Every one of them is available on our website and in our showrooms too.
Some of those frames look like they should never leave your face. Actually, all of those frames look like they should never leave your face.
Well, this one never leaves. I wear it all the time. The Domino has been getting a lot of wear lately. You know, the Ascari I don't wear all the time because it is pretty aggressive, but I mean, it's easily one of my favorite designs he's done.
Yeah,
Thanks, Dave.
those are all great. Thanks, Gary. Thanks for sharing your team selects.
Thank you.
Search all of Gary's team selects by going to our website, blackoptical.com, and typing in team selects-Gary.
Added. Oh, did you already add her?
I thought I did.
Oh. Yeah, you did.
Oh.
Oh,
Barbie!
Barbie!
hey, Coolios. How are you?
What is happening?
You know what time it is? It's that time of the
Cyber time.
show. The Team Live Connect.
Woohoo! Oh my gosh, I'm on TV. Hi.
Barbie, what are you doing right now?
Right now, I am unpacking some really cool frames. Shall I put them on for you?
Show us what you got.
They are Siren. The VADA. Just a second. Oh my god, these are my faves. I
Whoa.
want these.
Those are so cool on you.
Do a 180. There we go. Oh my
Keep
god.
going.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Keep spinning. Oh my gosh. Call 911.
Rotation.
Rotation. Product rotation.
I love these. And look, they have jewelry that you can add to it. But see that little hole right there?
A little pizzazz.
Eyelet.
Yeah, you can add jewelry to it. And I've
Very cool.
seen a couple pictures.
Fabulous.
Amazing. Like,
That
I'm
is
obsessed.
so cool.
I'm
So,
obsessed with these.
Barbie, the real question is, do you miss your team? That's what we want to know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sad. Miss you too, buddy.
We'll be back together soon.
Yes.
Very soon.
Yeah, check these out. We have a lot of different colors. I'm so excited. Well, can you see them?
Yes. Little unboxing here.
Oh,
Love
and
it.
the packaging, oh my gosh, is amazing too. It is just, it's really, really, really a cool product.
Good. I love that.
Make my
Yeah.
purchase.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Well, thanks so much for answering our call.
no worries.
And glad you're having a good day. We miss you.
Miss you too.
Miss you.
Virtual hug.
All right, Barbie. Well, enjoy your day.
Yeah,
Thank
be safe.
you.
Bye.
Yep.
Good to see you. Bye.
Bye. See you too. Bye bye.
So, David, at Black Optical, we have some core values, things that we try to live by. And our third core value is education. What this means for us is facts and good decisions make best friends. And so for us, we don't try to sell our clients. We really try to educate our clients. We feel like if they have the best information, all the facts, they're able to make an informed decision that's going to truly add value to their life. So it's so important for us, that core value number 3, education. Well, David, that's a wrap for us. Now enjoy this moment of perspective.
You say you like the wind blowing through your hair. Well, come on, roll with me till the sun goes down. Texas sun